that you can start to adjust your mindset around the rest of your life. So I primarily deal with women and men over 40 or 50, but you can benefit from this at any age. So hang out, because tonight we're going to talk about or I would love to explain, help you guys out with a concept that bothered me for a very, very long time. And that was feeling like I was too old for this. Like, I shouldn't start something new at my age. I'm 60 and I started this entrepreneurship. I started actually before 57, but never found the right vehicle for me to be an entrepreneur until 57. So let's dive in, because I want to share a few insights with you guys. Hopefully it helps. Hopefully you find yourself in some of this, and maybe it gives you some comfort that you're not the only one feeling any particular way. So look, if you've ever felt like, or just let me know, have you felt like you've missed your chance? Like life passed you by and now it's just too late to make a change? Because I can't be the only one out there that felt like that. And I run into this all the time. People are like, yeah, that's for those young people. That's for people who are in their 30s or 20s or whatever. That's not true. You can start again at any age. So look, maybe you've looked in the mirror one day and thought, I'm just too old to start over now. But what if I told you it's never too late to reinvent yourself? What if I told you that age is just a number when it comes to chasing your dreams? You guys, it really is. We hear that elicits a lot of other thoughts, but age is just a number when it comes to finding your dreams. You guys, we don't have to be 20, 30 years old to start creating our dreams, because I don't know about you, but I plan to have a long, successful life. So 60 is really maybe about halfway done for me, but that leaves a lot of years left, right? So tonight I want to talk about one of the biggest fears that people have, especially one that those of us who are a little bit older, just a little bit older, have. It's the fear that we're running out of time. And that we can't possibly learn something new, that we've already missed our chance to do something meaningful. And I'm here to tell you, this belief is just fear. It's simply not true. And it cracks me up in myself, because I remember when I was younger, I felt like I couldn't be the expert. I couldn't do certain things. I couldn't talk about certain things because I wasn't old enough. I hadn't paid my dues yet. And that I needed to be a certain age before I could start things. And that was all just teaching that other people gave me, right? But now that was in my 50s and my 60s, it was the reverse. Like, ooh, I'm not young enough for this. And how do we get there as a society? You guys, let's ditch all of that and just understand that the perfect time to start is anytime you're ready to start. So it's just not true. And those lies and those fears are just holding you up in not just entrepreneurship, but anything that you want to try new in life. I just started furniture flipping and I love it. I'm having lots of challenges. I'm learning lots of new things, but who cares? Life's fun. So I'm here to challenge you guys to understand that your age doesn't have to dictate what you're doing later in life. This is not time to go sit in the rocking chair on the porch, right? This is time to do something. We're finally at an age where we have wisdom, all of that. So let's get out and do things. Just understand that fear is just a fear. It's just all in your head. You can learn at any age. So I know what it's like, because I've been there. I know what it's like to feel like you've already lived the best years of your life. Maybe you've spent decades working in a job, I say a job, that didn't bring you joy, that didn't pay you enough, that just wore you out. Maybe you're busy raising a family and you put your dreams on hold, thinking you'd get back to them someday. And now you look around and someday feels like it came and went without warning. So it's like standing at the edge of a canyon, looking across at where you could be, but feeling like it's impossible to bridge that gap. And the older we get, the bigger that gap feels. Am I right? So look, you see younger people moving around, moving forward with fresh energy, mastering new skills, and you wonder, could I still do that? Could I still learn? Could I still thrive? And the voice in your head whispers, it's too late for you. That voice is loud, isn't it? Mine has been really loud, but that it makes you doubt yourself. your abilities and your future. It makes you believe that your best days are behind you and that you're stuck with the life you've got. And worst of all, it feels like a lot of regret, right? You think about the time you've lost, the opportunities you didn't take, and that regret, it can feel suffocating. Does anybody else face that? Because I sure did. I mean, I'm finally at a point where I feel like there's not a lot in my life I would change. Would I have would I have liked to have more experiences? Yeah, but I've had a pretty cool life. So I don't want to live a life of regret. So I'm not going to go into this latter part of my life starting to change that I can think I can learn and do anything. And I know that was instilled by my in me by my father, but I think we can all learn that at any age and understand that just because we're 40, 50, 60 doesn't mean that this is the time to just like close up shop. Like there's so much to life after those ages, and we need to start understanding that. So, what I want you to know right now, right in this moment, is that the voice in your head, the one that's telling you it's too late, it's drowning you in regret, it's lying to you. You see, new beginnings are possible at any age. You don't need to have it all figured out by the time you're 25 or even 45 because life is full of chapters. And just because you've lived one chapter doesn't mean the story is over. In fact, I wouldn't trade the earlier chapters of my life for what I'm doing now. Because my body's different, but so is my mind. And it's a pretty cool place to be. Never thought I'd be as happy with being 60 as I am now. Entrepreneurship has been a big part of that because it keeps me stretching and growing. We're going to talk about that in a second. So, some of the most incredible stories happen in the second half of your life. It's so crazy good right now that sometimes it's hard for me to remember all the other chapters because my mind is filled with all the amazing things that are happening now. So, if that's not where you are, hang out for a second because we're going to talk about this. And how many people do you know? And I only have a couple listed here. I was going to get a list of other people, but I know I can see in my mind a lot of people. But let's talk about Colonel Sanders and Vera Wang. Vera Wang didn't start designing until she was 40. She didn't start in her 20s and work her way up to success. She started in her 40s. And Colonel Sanders, he did not franchise KFC until he was 62 years old. That's not the beginning of their life, and yet they were able to do amazing things starting later in life. So they didn't let age define their ability to succeed. Why should you? Like, right? Think about that. Are you limiting your possibilities because of your idea of what your age is, what it looks like, what it feels like, what you should be doing at this age? Because it might not be what the real truth is. I remember when I first started out, I had some of those same fears. I thought, who am I to start something new? I don't have the skills. I don't have the time. I'm too old to learn this. And I'll be honest, it wasn't easy. It hasn't been easy. And I don't expect that it's ever going to be easy, right? I think that we fall into this trap when we think that life should be easy. There's always challenges, there's always things that come up. So why start to shy away from them as we get a little bit older? Let's use them to expand ourselves a little bit, maybe. So, but what I discovered along the way is that the skills can be learned at any stage of life. In fact, I feel like I'm maybe better at learning and implementing now because of all the other life lessons that I have than I was when I was 30, when everybody thinks it's the optimal time. And actually, this learning and growing is helping my brain stay sharp as I age. And that's important too. So know that you're not too old. You can start learning again. You can start living again. It doesn't have to be just this wind down, my battery's out kind of life. Okay. There's something magical about stepping outside of your comfort zone and proving to yourself that you can do hard things. You start to feel younger, you start to feel more alive, more engaged with life, and you start seeing possibilities where before you only saw roadblocks. And suddenly that gap between where you are and where you want to be, it doesn't seem so big anymore. It doesn't seem so impossible anymore. You realize that Personal transformation isn't just for the young, it's for anyone with the courage to take the first step. So that's what I'm inviting you to look at tonight. Do you have that courage? Do you want to go into the latter part of your life just feeling like I'm done, I'm winding down? Or do you want to make the best of this now that you're at this stage because you've worked so hard, lived through so much to be here? Look, we have all this wisdom now as we age. We have all these experiences that we can implement, and we just wish people would listen to us. So, why are you keeping yourself from sharing that wisdom and that strength and that greatness with other people? Just because of your age? That's a crazy thought that your age would hold you back. You can really start at any time. So that's what I want you to sit with tonight is if you're on the fence, if you're we're going to talk about things like financial struggles and learning and community and whatnot over the next few days. I'm doing a 21-day challenge, by the way. So I know this isn't my normal content, but I'm doing a video challenge. I've been doing videos for a long time, but it's time to grow a little. So this is the 10-minute talks that's stretching me. And I intend to keep these up long after this first 21 days is done. But you sit with that thought. Where are you headed in life? Are you willing to make change to understand that your age is just a number and you don't have to let it hold you back? Or are you going to just be like, yeah, there's nothing else for me left. I'm done. So sit with that thought and understand that all it takes is the decision to get started, to get moving, and understanding that your life is not determined by the age you are today, where you've at, what you've done, because you have so much left in life that you can achieve and do. And that's what I want to invite you to do is just tap into that tonight. Think about it and decide that this last part of life is going to be your best part of life. And so I'll be live again tomorrow night, just dropping some knowledge, some things that people talk to me about that they worry about, that they have questions with. And you guys, I build a team. And on that team, most of the people on my team are 40 years and older. There's one gentleman that's over 80, and he's just starting his entrepreneurship journey. And it's amazing to watch. And we have many, many people in those age ranges. So don't feel like you have to be young to start something new and actually change your life. We're going to talk about all those things in the next 21 days. So I hope you have a good night. I'm going to be live in the morning talking about insulin resistance, my normal topic. If you don't know me, I'm going to encourage you to follow me. And whether it's this content or the health content, just dive in and see what you can get from it, what nuggets you can get, and what resonates with you. Because there might be something that hits home for you. So we'll see you guys in the morning, and the rest of you, we'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks for spending your time with me. I really appreciate it, and I thank you for being here. Have a good night. Bye, guys.